Welcome to my next chess video. This time I show you the game between Stockfish from the 1st of May 2018 against Nebula 2.0. Stockfish is white, Nebula is black, and I let them play the Najdorf-Sosen attack, which arises after the moves e4, c5, so the Sicilian, knight f3, d6, d4, pawn takes d4, knight takes d4, knight f6 attacking the e-pawn, knight c3 defending, and now a6 the Najdorf, and now bishop to c4 the Sosen attack. So there the two main moves are either e6 or b4, b5. After b5, bishop here. This would backfire badly if you are greedy and take this pawn, because of queen f3 threatening some discovery. And if knight here, then knight takes here, attacking the rook, threatening the pawn here. So you kind of have to take the bishop and now move the rook. But this position should be much better for white. For example, this move attacking the queen, knight takes, bishop here, knight takes, bishop takes, pawn takes, king takes. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's also playable, but I just wanted to say that this, it should be better for white. White got back the pawn and has much better development, so this is probably not what Nebula is going for. So, but b4 followed by this, and then any move is playable. Not any move, but e6 for example here, or some other move. Let's see what Nebula comes up with. Nebula's line goes like e6 castling, and then b5 followed by followed by bishop d3. Let's see. Maybe e6, then a4 to stop b4, then bishop e7, castles, and queen to f3 probably. And if knight here, then you have maybe some kind of sacrifices. Check, king there, and queen here. Maybe something like this is possible. Probably not. But you can go queen here immediately, threatening some bishop move to there. But then knight a5 attacks the bishop, so the bishop moves back, let's say. Now f4, f5 is coming. But okay, it should be fine for black. So probably something like e6, a4. But Nebula plays the move g3, some Dragadorf, something between the Sicilian dragon and the Najdorf against the Sosen. So let's see what Stockfish comes up with. Let's see, maybe castling or bishop g5 I will probably play. Bishop here, queen there, castles, bishop here, e5, knight here, and if you take it, then queen here, and there is no defense. Well, there is. Actually, you can play the knight back. And the queen is attacking the queen, so probably you cannot sacrifice here the knight. Probably knight back here. Try to go to g3. And now maybe b5. Knight here, knight takes, followed by bishop here maybe. Then bishop takes, pawn takes, king takes, castling, takes, knight here to c3, and this position should be playable for both sides, but I was just making quick moves, so probably something else by Stockfish. Stockfish is calculating the move f3, maybe going for g4. So if this, then g4, maybe followed up with h4 and h5 or g5 at some point. Let's see, maybe castling there. If this, then you have a very nice blockade here on h5, and this shouldn't be played, I guess. But h4, we have to move f3, h4, h5 maybe, h5 takes, knight takes, then you have the semi-open rook failure. This kind of doesn't look right because of rook here threatening rook takes g7, so king here most probably. But then maybe f4, e5, knight here, pawn takes, queen takes here. Okay, this probably not pawn takes. But what to play here? There's knight takes followed by queen takes h5 threatened, so you kind of have to eliminate this knight somehow. Yeah, probably bishop takes, but then pawn takes, threatening check here, and maybe even some rook takes. So I don't know, d5 check, rook takes, king takes, queen here check. Where to go with the king? Probably to here, but then discover check, followed by check, followed by check again, and this is leading to checkmate. So you have to be careful about such attacks. Probably not knight here, but then again takes, rook takes, king takes, queen here. You have to give back the knight. So takes, check, yeah, this also leads to a mate. Here checkmate. Oh no, not this one, but queen here is checkmate, I guess, covering all the squares the king can go to. So you really have to be careful about such attacks. So we don't have this, we have bishop here, bishop e3, and knight to d7, queen d2 most probably, castling, b4, not b6, b4, b5, knight here, knight takes, bishop takes, attacking the rook moves there, king goes here, Now e6. e6, I don't know. Takes, takes, and queen takes here. So you probably get the knight back, and you won 3 pawns. So this e6 probably doesn't work. So maybe just continuing with the attack. But then maybe something like this. Even check, king here, bishop there. I don't know if you can sacrifice here. Looks as though that it's close. Okay, we have castles. We have castles, probably castles now as well. And now let's see, it's some kind of dragon now. Dragadorf. b5. Bishop here, b4, knight here, knight takes, bishop takes, rook there, king here. a5. Probably bishop here. a3. Takes. Now h5. You have to allow this kind of stuff, so probably this one. And who is faster there? Takes. Queen here. No, not queen here, you just take it. Queen there. No, h4. Knight here attacking the bishop. Pawn takes. Pawn takes. Queen here. King there and queen takes there. Followed by rook takes and the other rook coming. So this seems better for white. So what to do there? So you lose the race if you go immediately in for the kill. Okay, we have castles by both sides, and now queen c7 attacking the bishop. So probably bishop b3 now to stay on this diagonal. And now let's see what's coming up. Maybe b5 then. h5. Nebula is thinking h5 is a good move here. h5, but I doubt Nebula will play h5. A few seconds of calculation and it will find out that h5 is not so great. h5, d4, takes. Yeah, although knight takes, attacking the bishop. Bishop here attacking the pawn right there. Knight here. Pawn there, knight there. Pawn there. Let's see, b5. Takes. h4. Knight here. Queen to there. Maybe threatening some check with a knight. Or some rook to the h file. Queen here. Knight there. It seems pretty good for black though. After h5. Just sacrificing a pawn. Probably now rook h1, h8. h5 nevertheless. Knight takes. Knight here, check. I don't know. I really don't. Maybe you can even sacrifice the bishop there. Bishop takes. King takes. Rook here, check. King back. Knight here, check. Pawn takes. You cannot take everything. Takes. Rook takes, or probably even pawn takes, and now black has to give back the bishop. Now queen takes. Yeah, we have to move h5. Let's see what Stockfish is coming up with. I don't know if this attack with g4 immediately works, but Stockfish is calculating h3. h3 is kind of a safe move. Here h3. But now maybe h5. Well, but you want to open up lines anyway. So then g4. h3. Maybe h4. But then bishop here, and how to defend the pawn. So probably not this. Let's go with b5, g5, h4, and then again this. So but taking seems not that right. What to do? There is an unstoppable threat of bishop takes. Bishop and queen here, check. So I don't know what to play here. For black, let's give a token, move e6. Well, e6 kind of also loses on the spot because of knight takes here, followed by bishop check. But this kind of stuff is fast enough with this checkmate. So you can sacrifice a knight here. So h3. Now I don't know. Nebula is calculating knight c5, but now g4. Knight takes check, pawn takes, queen here maybe, but then king there. Probably b6 now. Takes, bishop here. But now at least this pawn isn't pinned, and the g file is not that dangerous. But you can maybe go for this check here. And if takes, then queen here check. Followed by yet another check, followed by yet another check, followed by yet another check. You have to take care that the king isn't running there, and then it doesn't matter where the king goes. This is checkmate. So probably something like knight here is strong. Check, king there, queen here. You can still not take, and rook is coming here. So what to play? Probably queen here, but then the rook is coming because knight takes e7 was the threat of checkmate. So probably rook here now. Now maybe this one. No, but this is again checkmate. So probably not that one. Okay, we have knight c5. Seems a pretty strong attack from white here. What to do? Maybe queen here. But then you lose the knight. Because it's pinned. So knight here. Maybe. But then rook there to here. Pawn takes knight. And rook there. Maybe f6. And then rook there. King has to evacuate. Check. Check. But here black kind of survived. Although white has a passed h pawn, so this might still be better for black. Let's count pawns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 against 6. So let's see how Stockfish handles this. But here pawn takes, rook there, f6, the only move. I don't see another move. If you move the knight, then queen h7 is made. If you move the rook, then queen h8 is made. So you kind of have to run with the king. But probably now queen here, just to don't let the king escape. Now what to do? Taking here, rook here, rook there, rook here, f5, so that the queen is adding even more protection. Maybe h4. I don't know. Let's see what else. Knight here. What else? This attack seems pretty nice. Here by black, by white. Queen a5 now. Okay, we have this queen a5. King b1, rook fe8. But what about knight? Oh, okay, the rook defense now. The pawn. So king b1 now. Okay, I just wanted to check the line before. So we have the move b, not b5. We had the move queen c7. Now the move bishop here, h5, h3, knight c5, g4, knight takes, pawn takes, and now we're exactly in the line I just analyzed. Phew. Seems bad for black. I don't know. I don't know. White seems to be faster. Rook e8 is now the next move. Okay, Stockfish already thinks it's winning for white, and I also think it's quite good for white. Rook here. Rook hg1 is Stockfish first choice. Maybe here, knight there. Pawn takes. Pawn takes here, shutting down the bishop. b5, you have to get some counterplay. Rook here, check. Bishop there, check. So that the king cannot go this way. King has to go now somewhere on the h, somewhere here. I don't know. Queen here threatening mate, so you kind of have to give back one piece. And now the knight is free to jump into the game. It doesn't seem good. It doesn't look good for black. There are always those sacrifices which can maybe work. This double kind of sacrifice. Rook takes, queen here, queen takes there. But I don't know if black can survive this, because the bishop still is en prise. So, for example, bishop here just to connect rooks. Now queen, rook there, bishop there, threatening mate. So you'd have to give up the rook. Queen takes. Now probably rook there. No, but then this pawn hangs. Followed by check, check. I don't know, but this pawn hangs anyway. So let's go with this. Check. Check. You have to keep an eye on the rook. Check. King here, it doesn't really matter. Check. And then you lose the rook. And now white is up a piece. Sacrificed so much material, but at the end white is up a piece. So very nice. Rook takes, bishop here, check, queen there. It just seems right, everything. Black is falling apart. I think black is already lost. There are so much lines where white can sacrifice pieces. Rook hg1 is calculated. So, rook hg1 followed by knight f5. Probably. Yeah, rook hg1 we have. Probably e6 now. Just to don't let the knight jump in here. Nebula is calculating bishop d7. Knight takes, bishop takes, because pawn takes doesn't work, I think. Pawn takes, opening up the g file, threatening the pawn. So king here. And now maybe still takes, and queen there, threatening the pawn. And you cannot really defend this pawn, so... And if this pawn falls, then black's position is falling apart. So... Still knight f5 could be possible. Knight d4, f5, this is also what Stockfish is calculating. Wow, I made a Stockfish attack here. Knight f5 should be really strong here. Knight f5, what to do against knight f5? Knight f5, you cannot really ignore it, but you also cannot really take it. Well, if you ignore it, let's say you go some rook to the c-file, then what's the threat here? Maybe bishop there, takes, and then the bishop is en prise. If you go with the other rook, then the knight is jumping in here. So you cannot take the knight now, but the bishop is threatened. So probably bishop goes back. Then taking here. Knight takes. Here we have knight f5. G takes f5 is calculated. Queen here threatening the knight. So let's say the knight goes back. Do we have some queen sacrifice there? Check. I don't know, it's close to be able to sacrifice the queen. Maybe it's possible. Let's see. Bishop there would be nice if you can play something like this. But okay, this we can analyze later. This looks pretty lost. If you let the knight stay here, knight goes back. Maybe even bishop there. King takes, queen check, rook check, queen check, check, and now the other rook comes in, so this is over. If the king goes there, then there is a nice king walk. Maybe rook check, bishop takes, queen, king here, knight check, king here. But where exactly is the mate? Okay, you have this check, and you be able to take the queen. But how to mate the king? So probably taking is wrong. But bishop f8, king takes, check. Maybe knight here, threatening checkmate. Bishop there, only move. Rook there, again threatening checkmate with the rook. And how to defend this? This looks pretty lost. So for example b4, then now you can sacrifice the queen, and this is mate. Very nice, knight and rook checkmate. So yeah, okay, but nevertheless we have here takes, pawn takes, and king here. Now bishop d4 is the move, but I will capture the bishop with the rook now. I will go in for the kill. Rook takes, bishop. King takes, bishop here, check. But now you probably be able to defend. I don't know. Queen here threatening mate, so rook there. And now you take here threatening a discovered checkmate. Have to analyze this later. But we have the game continuation is bishop here. And now any moves, let's say b5, rook takes, king takes, queen here, check. Queen there. Bishop takes knight. Pawn takes. But now the king is fleeing. Although knight here, check. I don't know how fast the king goes. Black seems to fall apart here also. But maybe there is something faster. Maybe rook here. Threatening checkmate, so you kind of have to defend with the rook. But this doesn't work. This doesn't work. So, rook takes, queen here check. Maybe rook here check even. If the king goes there, then queen here is checkmate. If the king goes there, then the same thing would occur. King here, bishop takes, pawn takes, and oh, queen here is now not possible. Maybe the knight jumping in. Threatening this check followed by mate, so let's put any move on the board. Oh, you cannot play knight here because the queen would be en prise. I don't know, bishop takes, pawn takes. Queen here, rook there. Queen here threatening the pawn. Can't quite defend it. Okay, h5. I see the point in h5, but I don't know. Really don't. Rook takes seems like the way to go, but I don't see it yet. Bishop takes f6, rook takes f6. Queen here check. Rook there. Probably queen here threatening this pawn with check, this pawn and rook here. So if there, then check. Okay, we have rook to rook. We have rook to here, so probably this was a threat, but I don't quite find it. Oh, rook g5 is the idea. Okay, I see. Bishop takes, followed by rook takes. Check, yeah, this is over. Rook g5 is just crushing Black's position, whatever. b5, e5. e5 could be a move though. e5, but then you just take en passant. Bishop takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, rook here, only move king there, and then this is checkmate. So e5, you just take it en passant. F takes e6. F takes e6, pawn takes. Oh, even nicer than this is rook here check. You have to take it, and then queen here checkmate because the bishop is pinned. So, wow. Okay, black is falling apart here. Black is definitely falling apart here. This knight f5 was a monstrous move. Okay, but what to do? Bishop d4. Let's say b4. Again, this rook g5 is just monstrous. Because if here, then bishop takes, and it doesn't really matter with what you, though it does matter. Rook here check, king goes there. Rook here, king there, knight here. Don't let the king escape. So probably rook there. Okay, this is admitting defeat. And now maybe this check, followed by that check, followed by checkmate right here. So rook g5 is a crusher anyway, but we have this bishop d4, rook g8, rook here, and now e5 takes en passant. And now, yeah, also the queen is threatened. So everything is threatened. If the queen moves, for example, to here, then we'd have this check followed by this mate I just showed you. So that's why the queen just took the rook. Now we have queen takes, probably bishop takes now. Bishop takes loses due to that, and you cannot take because queen here is checkmate. So, but what else to do? Now the bishop is pinned, so this is threatened anyway. And if you move the rook, then queen takes bishop, so you cannot take the pawn here. You have to play something else. You cannot move the knight either. Yeah, it's over. It's a mate in a couple of moves. I don't see anything. It's mate. It's mate anyway. +7, +4. So there should be a defense. But what to do? You cannot take this. Bishop takes is threatened. So probably you'd have to move the rook. Let's say moving the rook. Then bishop takes. Bishop takes. Queen here, check. Check. Followed by mate. And if you go the other direction here, then this is mate. So I only see that black is lost here. Black is definitely lost here. Rook g5 was a great move. e5, because the threat was any move here. Again, I show you the threat. The threat was rook takes here, only move is this one, and now queen here, checkmate, because the bishop is pinned. So, wow. Okay, I see the defense now. We had the move. Rook g8, rook g5, e5 takes. Queen takes g5, queen takes g5, and now knight here. This is the defense. Queen takes, and now bishop takes. e6. Don't know. Let's see who wrote me. Okay, finally we have bishop takes here, but let's count pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4 against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have a queen against a rook and a bishop. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 against 4 pawns. So material wise, it's lost for black. It's lost anyway, so I can really adjust this game. There were nice attacking game by Stockfish. This bishop d4 was quite amazing. And f4, f5 will be the next step, but this is over. I will adjust the game. Both engines are thinking it's lost. So I'm gonna adjust the game now. Bishop takes d4. Yeah, it's lost. It's dead lost. So white won. But I have some questions about this game. The first question is, The first question I want to ask Stockfish is... Oh, the first question I have is what's the opening name of this? Probably still Sozin. Modern Dragon Variation, okay. So, F3. Knight F5, pawn takes here. Why not take the bishop in this position? Stockfish, please tell me. Bishop d4 just wins. Okay. What about rook takes here? Now it's even Steven. What is the defense? Queen here, check. Okay, you cannot go there because mate in 1. Let's say you go there. Then queen here, threatening this check. This can't be prevented. If knight here to prevent the check, then it's a mate in 3. Rook here, threatening checkmate. Also threatening two kinds of checkmates. And this cannot be prevented. So, okay, what's the move here? King here. Queen here. Now rook there. If you go there, then knight here. And you have the move f6, okay. Knight d4. What's the threatening? Queen back. Okay, the pawn. f6. e5. Knight here. Attacking the rook. Rook moves. Rook takes there. Seems also quite strong for white. But this was my question. But this is just strong. A bishop here with the idea rook there. What about b4? b5 here. Is then rook takes g7 is a mate here, yeah. Rook takes g7. I saw this kind of stuff. Queen h5 check. If king here, then bishop takes. Pawn takes. Queen check. And knight here. There is no defense now anymore. Queen h8 is mate. And it's the next move. So, yeah. I think I showed some of those lines in my analysis. It was a very nice game here. This was awesome. Really was awesome. This was an awesome move. Here the idea is, after b5, the idea is just to snap off here on h5. Knight has to take, and now queen here checkmate. So this is the threat, and this is very nice. So here I adjusted it as a win for Stockfish. Very nice dragon, Sicilian dragon, and see you next time. Ciao.